Hello, elder law and estate planning attorney Vinny Casiano here. I've been practicing law now for over 20 years, and I've literally drafted thousands of estate planning documents. One of the documents that I've talked about on blogs and certainly in videos that you can find on my website is the appointment of a guardian. And there are two types of guardianships. One is of the person, one is of the estate. However, one way that you can avoid a guardianship of the estate is to actually create a trust that will hold funds for the benefit of your children. If you pass away or if you become incapacitated, that will be governed by a trustee. And that trustee will then have the obligation to ascertain the needs of your children and to take care of them with the assets, the money that you put in that trust. Understand that a trust is a legal relationship in which one person, the trustee, holds legal title to property for the benefit of one or more beneficiaries. And you can create a trust for a minor in your will or revocable living trust. In California, we always do that through a trust because we don't want to go through probate. You get to choose the trustee. You also get to designate which property is going to go into that trust, right? And you also get to specifically tell that trustee how you want them to distribute that money to the beneficiaries. It used to be in the old days that we commonly, and I've drafted hundreds of trusts like this, that say when the child reaches 25, they get 1/3. When they reach 30, they get half of what's left. And when they reach 35, they get the rest. I have since rethought that for over a decade now and thought that is silly. That is just silly, because if you're giving a 25-year-old several $100,000, that may be a huge disincentive for them not to do anything because they're getting all this money. And they know that 5 years later, they're going to be getting a bunch more money. I think a better way to do this is if you choose a trustee that you trust implicitly, is you allow them to make the decision when and if that child is actually going to get control over that money themselves. If they're ready to do it, if they're mature enough, the trustee could do it at 25 or at 30. You could designate what age they can't do it before. But if you trust that trustee, and understand, what does trustee have in the first part of it? Trust. If you trust them to make the decision, that's probably the better way to do it, because you never know what's going to happen to your kids. I certainly know that at 20 years old, I certainly wasn't able to handle any money. If I was given a large amount, I probably would have dropped out of the Merchant Marine Academy, bought a sailboat and sailed the 7 seas. But thankfully, my parents did not pass away. And besides, they didn't have a bunch of money to give me. But in any event, if you have any questions about this, feel free to give me a call at 619-800-6820.